What it do, YouTube? It's your boy Mike from NYC. We back with another reaction. Today we're reacting to Seniors versus Children 9 versus 90.
But basically you think you require money to be rich.
Well, you can also be rich in love. I feel like I'm already rich in happiness because I have nice friends.
This nigga look like he's on his.
I'm already rich in happiness because
this kid looks like he's on his way out, bruh. I hope he's doing well, man.
I have nice friends, I have a nice family, and I have a pretty nice life. I'm actually pretty spoiled.
Don't tell your mother.
Kids are smart, bro. You think kids are dumb? Yeah, okay. Dashiki.
I am afraid of death.
I know this kid in the middle, this elder statesman right here, he is not afraid of death. I know he will welcome death with open arms, as should everybody. Nobody should be afraid of death, but I know he's like, all right, God. You know, like, it's really on you. It's really like whenever you ready. Like, it's really, whenever you ready to bring me back, I'm good. Just know, like, I don't got nothing else to really do per se that's on my mind, so let me know. We can link whenever. I wonder what the kids are gonna say though.
Those who agree, please step forward.
All these old motherfuckers, they not scared. The older you get, the less you are scared of dying though.
I'm in the middle.
Like, I feel like life is really short and you have so much to achieve in that period, and in that short period you need to show the world your purpose.
Yeah, it's like I actually had a close-death experience not that long ago, and that was scary, so I'm gonna say it is even scarier to actually have it happen.
Well, death is probably gonna be scary for me because I'm a crybaby. I can barely handle height. If you wanted me to like be on a roller coaster, I will be crying even before it started.
Yeah, but like the thing is that if you don't take risks, how will your life journey be rewarding? Like, if you guys are afraid of heights, what if you try to overcome it, and what if that makes your life more memorable?
I tried to, but I kind of did enjoy it, but at the same time it felt like I'm about to die.
This kid is on one, bro. He came in automatically like, yo, life is short. You feel what I'm saying? And you gotta take risk and you gotta find your purpose. Like, who's this kid's parents? Who's this kid's main source of influence? To be speaking like that at 9? I'm trying to think. When I was 9, I was in the 4th grade. I don't think that I was thinking like that. Now, granted, I didn't have a phone. Like, I didn't have an iPhone or anything like that. I might have like a little flip phone, a little trap phone, but it's crazy to be thinking that a 9-year-old is thinking like that. That's insane.
Have the disagreeer step forward.
They ready. The one in the middle, he's ready. I'm sorry. They all probably like ready because they all 90 is like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to see what that other side like, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see what that other side like, but the man's in the middle, he ready. His energy is too ready. Even in the beginning, I already saw like he looked like he was on his way.
Death is part of living. It happens to everybody, to some people sooner than others. But the important thing is to try and live your life how you think you want to live it.
I don't know how I...
It's not an easy thing. When you lose someone you love, you learn to live without them. Hopefully you gain something from your relationship with those people.
I agree with you. And I honestly thought that I was ready for death until if I'm like bleeding, I'm already like scared and crying, and I'm already thinking that I'm dying if I'm already bleeding.
But death is just a part of life. I equate death sometimes with a tree. What is happening to the trees now with their leaves?
They're falling.
They're falling, that's right. They're getting ready for new leaves to come in the springtime. And it's just a natural part of life.
Yes. Okay.
Now that I'm getting to my twilight years, I'm wondering what is going to happen after I pass away. And that is the thing that I think about more than anything else. I'm not a believer of God, and I always just wonder what is the purpose of being born and what is going to be the hereafter. That is something, of course, no one will be able to give you an answer on that. But I do believe in reincarnation. I feel that I'm coming back to Earth is maybe...
Oh yeah, you don't believe in God? You're definitely coming back. That we can agree on. You definitely will be back, my brother. Sooner than you think. You'll definitely be back. You'll be back. Don't even worry about that. That's a guarantee. You're gonna be back.
Or maybe as an animal or something like that.
In our religion, we have something called karma. So it's your good deeds come back to you, and your bad deeds in the afterlife come back to affect you. And that's why I feel like the period you have from like being a child, growing up, just progressing through life, it's so important. But still, like, that thought lingers in the back of my mind. Is there something that will come to affect me?
That's not really exclusive to his religion. I assume he's talking about Islam. I assume that's not exclusive to that. In the Bible, it says you reap what you sow. You know, the measure that you give shall be given unto you, and you reap what you sow. To me, that sounds like a very similar thing to karma. It might not be as detailed. Again, I don't know the whole Bible front and back, but you know, that's not exclusive to Islam.
You know,
He didn't say it was, but I'm just saying.
Father died, and I flew back to Oklahoma City for his funeral, and I did not see one wet eye in that funeral service. Everybody was laughing, joking around, because that's the way that Paw lived. And I left there thinking, I don't want people crying over me. I want them to be happy for me and happy for themselves.
If you go to see, let's say, a gravestone, and there's a dash between 1900 and 1970, the most important thing is that dash.
What happened during that dash?
The time that you lived and what you were able to accomplish, and what kind of a legacy did you leave to your family and your heirs is very, very important to me.
I have been in love.
This is time. Unless you're counting family members.
Oh.
Yeah.
I suppose neither one of you are married.
No, it's love in a different way. Love is it's such a interesting force. It brings people.
Who is this kid, yo? Get this kid a mic, bro. Why is he talking like he like I get what niggas be saying. Like, yo, shit. Like, what you know about that, son? Like, what do you know about that? You ain't never had no heartbreak. You make my heart ache. You make my heart ache. What do you know about that, bruh? Not that he's dumb or anything, but it's like you talking from this place like, yo, like, what you know about that? What you know about that, young buckaroo? What you know about that?
In a different way. Love is it's such a interesting force. It brings people together. It separates people, but like still, yeah, of course, I have close ones, and I do dearly love them.
But love can also be that dagger in your heart.
My God, yeah, you're totally right. Well,
why is he talking like that? You don't know nothing about getting your heart broken at 9. Now, maybe sad, or you know what I mean? Nah, I can't say that. I can't say that. Not in a romantic way. You're not getting your heart broken at 9. I'm sorry. Not really. Like, I'm trying to think, like, at 9, like, yeah, I had like things that made me sad with girls and stuff like that, but heartbreak? Nah, bro. You talking like too hot. Like, look how you talking.
Close ones, and I do dearly love them.
But love can also be that dagger in your heart.
My God, yeah, you're totally right. Well, for me, yes, love can be hard, because for me,
loved ones, we usually fight more than I fight with a normal person. But for me, that just shows that you really love them. Like, I love my family because they're really nice to me and they really care for me.
That's wonderful. But what if they did not treat you nicely?
Well, they're still my family. I still
And
gotta
you
love
still
them.
love them. That's right.
I am very fortunate. I've been married to this lovely woman for 63 years.
Wow.
Oh my God.
So it's virtually a lifetime. We have 3 daughters, 7 grandchildren, and 3 great-grandchildren.
Somebody asked me, how is it that you managed to be married for 63 years? And I answered, love is a different story. Love is a person who cares about you, you care about that person. If you're married a long time, you experience a lot of things. And some of them are very difficult, and a lot of them are really wonderful. So I always told our children, you have to make time for all the good times.
I love my family, my parents, my pets and everything. But when people say like in love, I've like never had like a crush or anything. I've never had like a boyfriend or girlfriend. No, none of that. No. I feel glad that I'm not in love because I don't at all feel ready. I want to be those people who don't have a crush and nobody has a crush on them. Because that's weird. Like that makes me, that like probably makes people think that I'm cool and then it makes them have a crush on me. And then they'll get crushed on me and then I'll have like an army of 20 boys following me around. I'm like, ah.
Do you think that in the future, the love that your family gives you is equal to that of a love that a partner would give you? Like, these guys definitely love each other so much, and I think the love of your guys' family plus your guys' connection with each other were the reasons you guys got through hard times together.
I mean, it could be true that they love me as much as my family, like in 6 years from now when I actually start dating or something. The love and the things your family teaches you are really like gonna stay with you forever, even though a lover might not.
People are mostly good.
What do y'all think about this? People are mostly good. I think people, one, want to believe they're good people. And so I think they do things to convince themselves that they're good people. Like, you do something, they're like, yeah, see, I'm a good person. That's not really a good, like, imagine if it was the other way around. Like, you know, if you wanted to believe you were a bad person and you did bad things here and there, you'd be like, see, I'm a bad person. That's not really what a bad person is, one. But two, I think the only way to see if a person is a good person is to give them a position of power. Like, if you give somebody a position of true power, true autonomy, I think you'll start to see. But I think people are more good than bad, but mostly good, I don't know if I would say that. Like, what did he say? What did she say?
I think that deep within everybody, there is good inside them, except it's with some people, they haven't found themselves yet in life to be able to show their goodness.
I would like to think that everyone is good, but when I look at the news...
Ma'am, all my 35 and all my 40 and older people watching this, both of you watching this in the same room, please stop watching the news. Please stop listening to the paper or reading the paper. Please stop. That shit is terrible. The news is awful. Please stop listening to the news, bruh. The news is made to create fear in you, bruh. Every single day they talk about what crime happened. Obviously, there's gonna be some crimes that happen. But the point of it is to, you know, make you feel something. When you watch TV, they need you to feel something. Stop watching the news and reading the paper.
For example, a family completely annihilated.
Annihilated.
Just a few days ago. Where was the goodness in that man who murdered these people.
So, addressing that, you guys have all probably faced bullying, right?
Oh, yes.
So, the person who bullies another person, they have something that's affecting them, whether it be like their personal issues, issues with their family, and that kind of, in the future, makes them resort to means that aren't good. And sometimes it's not their fault. It could be of their mental health issues. It could be because of the background, like if they've been abused when they were young. Just because you do bad things in the future, you annihilate, you commit crimes, I don't think that means that you're a bad person. I just think that means you're not showing the good side of you. You're showing the bad side.
A lot of it could be a mental illness, too.
Miss me with that mental illness, bruh. That's the mental illness is the scapegoat, bruh. It's the scapegoat, man. Oh, XYZ, mental illness, mental health. Y'all treating that out, man. Y'all abusing it. Like, not everything is mental health. I don't feel like. But
people who have that mental illness and therefore can't show their good side.
There are a lot of good people, and you may be right. Maybe everybody has the ability to be good, but some people don't exercise it. And again, there are people who, I think, somebody kills someone, of course they're sick. That's got to be something mentally wrong that you're going to kill somebody. 45 years ago, we were followed home, and when we got home, we were held up with a gun, and he said he was going to kill me. So he took my ring and took my husband's car keys, and right now it's worse. The children are not safe. Our children are our future. If they're not safe, who is? And it's not getting better. They're not. It's happening more and more. It's horrible. So
I think the access to, you know, the news and social media, like if we really looked at it, right, and let's just really be honest, and let's say a span of 24 hours, if you took all the good deeds that happened, like if we could put a value on each good deed that happened, like just like how many points is somebody holding the door open for somebody? Maybe like 1 point or 2 points. Maybe somebody giving a homeless person money on the street. Let's just say that's like 5 or 10 points. Somebody, you know, if somebody's husband or wife dies, somebody bringing over a plate of food or brought over family, or, you know, like if, let's just say that's like 30 points, right? And then we took all the crimes and all the bad things, somebody getting cussed out, somebody fighting somebody, shooting somebody, right? And you add up all the points, all the good and bad, right? What do you think the net income would be? Do you think it would be a net positive or a net loss? I personally think it'll be a net. I think it'll be a net positive. I think that you'd have a lot more big chunks for negative, like the shootings, the robbings, the killings. I think that would take. They would have more chunk plays. Like in football, you have like chunk plays. I think they definitely have more chunk plays. But if we want to go 3 yard in a cloud of dust, ain't nobody can do it like the good deeds. 3 yards in a cloud of dust. We talk about time of possession and clock management. Good deeds all day. Run game, you know, inside the numbers game, crazy. Now the big plays, the splash plays, the interceptions, the kick, special teams. Now special teams, I definitely give it to the good deed. Good deeds, or the good side, I definitely give them special teams. They got, you know, kick return, I definitely give it to them. Maybe punts, I'll probably go bad deeds. But yeah, I think if you take all the good deeds and all the bad deeds and you say, okay, what is the net income? Is it more good or is it more bad? I would venture to say that is more good. I think on a day-to-day, on average, there are more good deeds done than bad. But you know, that doesn't really say a lot, because you get punished for doing bad deeds. Like, you'd have to imagine a world where you didn't get punished for bad deeds. You didn't get punished for good deeds. You have to think about it. If you could do whatever you wanted with no consequences, hypothetically, I think that would be a different story. This obviously far more good than bad, but that is because, you know, nobody's going to jail for doing good stuff. You are going to jail for doing bad stuff. So that's interesting. If you didn't go to jail, if there were no like governmental repercussions for doing bad things, it might be pretty down the line. It might be pretty down the line. It might be pretty even.
Oh, I don't think it's safe now.
Well, for me, I kind of disagree because, yes, there is good in people, but people can be very bad, whether we like it or not. Because for me, I do have a bad side. It might be just because I get, like, angry really easily, but I can think mean thoughts too, but I try not to say it. I get mad easily, whether you believe it or not. I will literally scream at you. One time when my friend was called a brat, I was about to go full crazy on that person, but instead I tried to be nice. But I couldn't help it. I was like,
I do think there is mostly good people in the world. Actually, everybody in the world is good, but the bad people just want to show their bad side. So then they're just the bad people that we think about when we think bad people, because they did things they weren't supposed to, and they did it because they wanted to.
I was always taught to the golden rule.
Treat others
the way
you want to be treated.
That's right. I would like to be treated kindly, and I would hope that people are teaching their children that.
But does that make you a good person? Like that is a good philosophy. I get it, but I wonder, like, is there more good in people than there is bad? Because obviously people want to be treated good, right? But if I'm treating you good because I want to be treated good, that doesn't really make me a good person. That just makes me, that just means we have a transactional relationship. Or, you want your karma to be good. Like, if you don't care about your karma being good, if you don't care about any of those things, like, in my opinion, the root of a good person, is somebody who does it good just because they want to do good, just because they feel it's the right thing to do, just because they care about how other people feel, and they care about, the well-being of others, not even necessarily how that's going to reflect on them. The same thing with a bad person. I think a quote-unquote bad person is somebody who does bad things just because they like to cause destruction, just because they like to see people in turmoil. I think a person who does a bad thing for, the quote-unquote right reason, you know what I mean? John Q, for example. Do something! Then he did something, I guess he did a bad thing, but for a good reason, like, I guess you would say, or good intent at least, so I'm really thinking, like, is there really more good in people than bad? I don't know. I think it's pretty, like, now I'm really starting to think there's more bad in people than good. I really am starting to think that there's more bad in people than good. Because, like, if there were no repercussions for any of your actions, if good didn't bring you good to you and bad didn't bring you bad to you, but maybe that's why it's in the Bible, in the scriptures, like, because God knew if there was no rules and regulations, he'd be like, all right, I'm doing whatever I want, I'm going crazy. But that's why he said, the measure that you give shall be given unto you. You reap what you sow. Like, if we was just gonna do good all the time, I don't think God would have said that, personally. But you want to do bad and you read that, you say, oh, you reap what you sow. I don't want to reap that. See, I want to do that, but I don't want to reap that. So I'm good. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna sow these good things over here so I can reap that good harvest. Interesting.
Would love to be rich.
Go ahead, shorty.
Well, for me, I'd love to be rich because let's say I have like $1 million. I can invest in stocks first and then I can like start like a business and then I can make like more money, and then the more money that I get, I can also help other people. Like I can help poor people, I can donate to charities, and I can also help out myself and other people.
Myself and other people.
Basically, you think you require money to be rich.
Well, you can also be rich in love,
But you can be rich in other things, in what you have.
like a great personality too.
Yes, I think I am rich because I'm blessed with a wonderful family.
I think that a lot of times what happens, people think of accumulating wealth, which is a sign of happiness. And happiness to me there's one word, it's contentment. If you are content with your life and what you're doing, I think you're then very, very happy and very, very rich.
I feel like I'm already rich in happiness because I have nice friends and I have a nice family and I have a pretty nice life. I'm actually pretty spoiled. Well, actually,
But don't tell your mother and father, right? Where are you going, Jack?
You gotta use the bathroom. He's 90. He's 90. You gotta use the bathroom now. He can't wait. Yeah, he's 90.
All right, well, I was going to. All right, that's all right.
Thank you. You are truly a gentleman. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm going to steal it.
You're going to try.
Old people don't give a fuck.
It would be cool to be rich, but when I think of rich, I think of kind of selfish people with golden cars, mansions, show off. When I think of rich people, I think of kind of mean people. Not all rich people are mean. I mean, I know that's not what you meant, but I know that you only think about the mean rich people, but not everybody that is rich is mean. Yeah, but I mean, like, most of them are, like, show off because they're like, I have so much more money than you. I have a mansion, I'm a millionaire. No, I don't like mean people, so that is not really what I like.
One of my favorite authors, he said, it is with the heart that one can see rightly. What is essential is invisible to the eyes.
Hey, yo! How old is this? My fault. Hold on. My fault.
Not really what I like.
One of my favorite authors, he said, it is with the heart that one can see rightly. What is essential is invisible to the eyes. So I think money is materialistic. And as you said, materialistic things in my life don't matter to me. It's more of trust, your friends, your support system, your family, things that matter to you, things that can only be seen with the heart, not with your eyes.
I like that, and I agree with you.
That sounds good. That sounds like, it sounds so amazing. That sounds so sweet and so like cool, but you need money. Now, if we're gonna sit up here and act like we don't need money, if you're gonna live off the land, like if we really gonna live off the land, then you don't need money. But you do need money, like, you know what I mean? But, you know, I guess my philosophy is you shouldn't worship money. If you are doing your gifts, if you are executing your gifts, whatever God gave you, whatever comes easy to you that's hard to most, shout out to Secrets to Success podcast. I stole that from them. Whatever comes easy to you, what comes easy to you that's hard for most. If you are living in that gift, then, you know, money will come. Money is an aftermath. Money is not the top of the tree. Money is like a byproduct of you being who you're supposed to be. You know, so you don't necessarily need to focus on money. Even though you definitely can focus on your finances, but I get where it's a good place where he's coming from, taking the moral high ground.
Life is difficult.
Ooh, that's crazy.
Life is difficult.
Damn.
Yes, it is.
Yes, life is difficult.
Thank you. Chivalry is not dead. He's very chivalrous.
Life is hard. Like, as a kid, I have very bad anxiety, which does not help with how hard life is. There is smooth sailing, and then something bad just strikes up at you, and you aren't ready, and then it all happens all over again. And it is very, very hard to do that.
Life has its seasons, just like winter, spring, summer, and fall. You have to really be strong to go through those rough seasons. But yeah, life can be tough. It can be tough. Yeah.
I also think that your lives were kind of harder than ours now because, like, for research, instead of, like, reading a book and looking for the right specific page, we could do that, but we can also just, like, internet, and then we can find exactly what we're looking for. Also, the rights that we have. Back then, if I'm correct, like around the 1930s and the 1940s, life was hard because of segregation, of discrimination, of women's rights. And in some sense, I feel like that today's life is somewhat easier.
Well, guess what, Neil? I think that kids are having it rough today. And I am so glad I'm not of this generation.
I've been bullied. Some have been because of my culture, because of the food I eat, because of the clothes that I wear. People think that I'm different from them.
How do you react to such bullies?
You can't stress on these small things, these small nuances. Instead of
Nigga knows the word nuances at 9. Yo, this is insane. This is too much for me.
reacting to what they're saying, I ignore it, and usually that turns out to be the best solution.
This kid might be a genius, yo.
Life happens,
No, that's right.
and you have to deal with it. You can't say, why did that happen to me? Why not? I mean, why not you? What's so different that it shouldn't happen to you?
Right.
You can't feel sorry for yourself when something happens.
That's right.
You have to help yourself. And it's how you deal with the difficult time that's important. Because you have to go forward, not backward.
I just wanted to say quickly that you guys were all really wise. You guys have had ups and downs. You guys have had hardships. And I was very fortunate to talk to you guys. Thank you, yeah.
Thank you.
I'm not worried about the future because you are the future. I would encourage you all to interview your elders because you don't want to miss out on anything, any facts about your family.
For me, my parting words is that I hope you all have a good day now. No, like not even just a good day, a good life.
Thank you.
Thank
And we
you.
hope you do too, and we hope your life is...
It's funny how when you say have a good day, it's like a good thing. When you say have a good life, it means like go away forever. Like I don't want to ever see you again.
Wonderful life full of interest.
All right, thank you.
Do I think life is hard? I don't really know. I guess life is hard, but I don't want to give it that much credit. I feel like life can be hard, but some people will have hard lives. I think it's more about just the way you think about life. It's just the way you think about certain things happening. Like, I think it's hard when you don't expect things to happen. Like, if you don't expect to ever get your heart broken, if you don't expect to ever be broke, you know, if you don't expect to have dying, family members die, if you don't expect to have low points in your life and difficulties in your marriage, I think that's what makes life hard, is not expecting certain things to happen. Like, if you knew all the hardships that were going to come in your life and you knew when they were going to come and you knew how difficult they would be, I don't think that it would be really hard. I just think it would be something that you go through. I think that some people that live in a third world country, they don't feel as bad, or they don't feel that life is as difficult as somebody living in America. I think difficulty is more about your expectations. I could say getting up every day and working out is hard. I can work out and it's hard, right? But if I'm doing it every day for a year, I already know what to expect, so it's not really hard. I think expectations create difficulties. I think same thing with easy. Like, You know, you expect something to be, you know, let's talk. Somebody say, let's talk. And they only say this, like, oh, that was easy because of my expectations. So I think life could be a lot better for people if they expected things to happen, if they expected difficulties to come, if they expected, you know, for the economy to drop, if they expected for things to happen in their marriage, if they expected for people to die, if they expected to lose friends, if they expected, you know, to get older and your body is going to start decaying slowly, if you expected that not everything is going to be as easy as it is today, if you expected life to happen, then life wouldn't be difficult. Life would just be life, I feel like. But yeah, let's see it.